I've been using a new supplement lately, and I think this might be really like game-changing for me. A little background first. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of Vince Gironda's diet and nutrition ideas. He's the guy who came up with the steak and eggs diet. He's the guy who came up with the diets that like almost everybody used in like the 60s and the 70s. He's the guy that called Arnold Schwarzenegger a fat fuck the first time he saw him when Joe Weider sent Arnold Schwarzenegger to get his diet straight from Vince Gironda. And Vince Gironda is also the original celebrity trainer in Hollywood. He trained, Carl Weathers for the Rocky movies. Remember Rocky 1, 2, and 3? Stallone was not in shape in those movies, and Carl Weathers was ripped to shreds. He was being trained by Vince Gironda. So I'm really, really impressed with a lot of the things that this guy has to say about nutrition. And there's one supplement, because he was really big into supplementation back in the day, one supplement that he recommended were hydrochloric acid, so stomach acid tablets, and digestive enzymes. And what he said was basically, it doesn't really matter what you eat, it matters more how much you digest, okay? Basically, yes, you should have a good diet. However, if you're not digesting and assimilating everything you're eating, it doesn't really matter if your diet's perfect, okay? Because you're not perfectly digesting it. Now, he was not the only one. Another guru from the 60s, Rio Blair, the guy who came up with the very first really good protein supplement, also had his guys on vitamins. He also had his guys on stomach acid tablets, okay? So this is something that was around a long time ago, and it hasn't really been heard of recently. Now, the reason why I personally was interested in using these tablets is, there are a lot of times that somebody eats something that just kind of hangs heavy in his stomach, okay? Or a lot of times when people take, they drink a protein supplement, and they have gastric distress, or they become flatulent. Well, a lot of that is the old weight gainer supplements from the late 80s, early 90s. Yes, a lot of times, the protein and the weight gainer supplements were cheap protein, like just milk protein and sugar for carbohydrates to get the calories up. But still, the fact is, a lot of times, guys are drinking them and joking about how flatulent they were. A lot of that has to do with just not digesting stuff, whether it's, lactose intolerance, taking in protein, and having gastric distress, problems with your bowel movements, flatulence, whatever. A lot of it has to do with basically just you're not digesting the protein. Now, like I said in the beginning, what's the point in having a perfect diet if you're not digesting everything properly? Another thing is you might eat a fatty meal, it might just sit heavy in your stomach. Well, it's because you're not digesting it properly. Billy Crystal, I remember, made a joke a long time ago about, the older you get, these days I'm getting older and da-da-da-da, and every day something new is giving me gas. Well, that's because the older that you get specifically, the less stomach acid you produce, and just in general, not just age, but the way the food we're eating these days, your enzymes in your stomach to digest food aren't right. So, what I decided to do was just go ahead and take a combination of enzymes, okay? This here is not a plug, it's just something I picked up from the vitamin shop, multi-enzymes they call it, okay? You can see this is a massive bottle, it's 600 tablets, but I've been using a lot of them. I bought a smaller bottle and I loved it, okay? So that's why I bought this huge bottle. The idea with this is, like I said, I bought a small bottle, and I noticed immediately that when I take these, I don't have any problems, any heavy feelings in my stomach. Now, remember, I am on a high-fat, high-protein, low-carb diet. That means I'm eating lots of fat and lots of protein when I do eat. And taking these pills, I have absolutely no problem digesting them, okay? It's not like I couldn't digest my food before. It's not like the diet's unhealthy. It's just, you know, I could eat a very heavy meal and just immediately digest it really well when I'm taking these pills. I may, and like I said, I'm having really good results with them. You know, the court is still out. It's only been a couple weeks about whether my body actually changes, okay, whether I'm not just digesting better, but if I get more, you know, muscle building, fat burning effects on it. That, like I said, we'll see in the weeks to come. But, you know, I'm really positive about it because, like I said, I could just physically tell that I'm digesting my food better, so that means I'm getting more nutrients from the food I've already been eating, okay? It just goes to follow. It has beta-ene HCl, which is basically, you know, stomach acid. It produces more stomach acid, and different types of enzymes. And there are enzymes that break down protein, there are enzymes that break down fat or carbs, okay? I'm going to continue using these. I may look into taking the particular enzymes I need because I just eat fat and protein. I may look into another formulation. There's one by Twin Lab that I might be interested in trying out. But like I said, you know, this one here, multi-enzyme from the Vitamin Shop, it's cheap, you know, and it works really well. So like I said, we'll see in the weeks to come what effect it has on my body, but the digestion, I can tell right now, I'm just, you know, really pleased with the results it has on me being able to digest the food that I'm eating.